good handball. Just saw Cooney out of the corner of his eye, but he couldn't handle it. Ball was superb in that context. Fiora now. Here's a chance. Andrew Thompson runs to 50. Just lobs it up to the goal square. Gehrig and Maguire's mark. 10 metres from goal. So impressive way they moved that ball forward, and Luke Ball was certainly fantastic in the centre square.
Spot on there, Chriso. He had to win the footy, and he took two Bulldogs players on, was able to release the handball, and this was the result of it.
Is this matchup a worry, Steve?
I think it is. I don't reckon that the Bulldogs would have been expecting Maguire to go forward.
So Matt Maguire started up in the goal square from 10 metres. He pops it through and levels it up here at the Telstra Dome. So St Kilda with their first goal, and Jared, they moved the
match. Rain at the top so far, and that has paid handsome dividends already. One goal apiece as the Saints work it forward through Montagna. A long ball, Revolt, Gehrig, Maguire all there. None can mark. Ball, front and centre, good skill. Bumped as he kicked. Gehrig wrestles in the goal square with Harris, and it is a free kick going to the G train. So Fraser Gehrig has got it. Kick to a 50-50 contest. And the umpire deemed that Harris held Gehrig illegally, and from point-blank range, this should be St Kilda's second.
Yeah, he's having a little bit of trouble with the strength of Gehrig at this stage. He's actually taking his eye off the footy and concentrating on Gehrig.
Shouldn't miss from here. And he doesn't. Saints get their second on the board.
On kicks to a vacant wing position. It's all St Kilda. Hudson can share it with Goddard if he likes. Decides instead to kick to Hayes, and Hayes is marked on the wing.
Little dish to Del Santo. Finds Fiora. Gehrig's on the lead, and the G train will get it. He's off. Little kick into the pocket. Finds Harvey. So Robert Harvey, it's a difficult angle for him. For anyone, in fact. Harvey, not a renowned goal kicker.
They've really got to find an option for Rewald at the moment. He's playing out loose behind the football. It's allowing the St Kilda side to zone off a little bit in defence, and then they just work it through.
Harvey starts at left, and he has threaded it through. So the Saints get their third. Well, not a renowned...
Hamill. Griffin again applying pressure. Back to ball. Kick towards half forward. A couple there for the St Kilda side. Harvey takes it. Kicks it short. Milne on the lead. Gathers. Well done. Good tackling there. Pressure from Morris. Spills to Hudson. Handball back inside. There's a free kick, and it's going St Kilda's way against Morris. And it'll come back to Stephen Milne. Was it there, boys?
Yeah, it was. He just followed through the tackle and put Milne to the ground. But St Kilda just using the ball more effectively than the Bulldogs.
Kick towards Gehrig, and he's got it. Couple of double leads there from Fraser Gehrig. Then surprisingly, a lot of space in front of the goal square left open by the Bulldogs, allowing Gehrig to run into. As we watch the kick again, he just needed a metre on Harrison. He got it. And Gehrig now will line up for his second goal. We'll need to kick it 45 metres. There's a good look at the angle that confronts him. Drop punt is pretty good. Saints further in front, the margin out to 10 points. Well, they worked it out pretty well. Good switch. Find a target. Murphy, what a kick. Not paid. Didn't hold on to it long enough. Fisher, well tackled by Cooney. Del Santo, cool and composed as he runs from half back for the Saints.
Not sure why that wasn't a mark to Murphy. Anyway, play continues. Hamill marks on attacking 50.
Harvey's free.
He is free as a bird. He's about 25 out, and he'll receive now. He can go on and kick a goal here, Harvey. He thought about it, changed his mind. Well, he kicked one from a similar angle in the first quarter, so no reason why I can't do it again.
It's quite unbelievable. There were a couple of Bulldog players there that actually saw Harvey run past. There was no direction. And just poor play.
Who were they?
Brian Harris was one.
So Robert Harvey kicked a ripping goal from a tight angle in the first quarter. Can he repeat the effort? Yes, he can. 2 to Harvey. Saints now with a handy lead.
And a perfect bounce in the centre street decisively, but Harvey gets on the end of it. Now Thompson searching handball out wide to Milne. He's well tackled by Morris, but the numbers with St Kilda. Del Santo.
Fiora and McMahon have been fighting for about a minute off the ball.
Slipped the Giansiracusa tackle. Back to Harvey. Harvey kicks it very wide. Schwartz in good position here. He marks. 40 from goal.
Emergency umpire out to Fiora in the midfield with McMahon.
Well, their usage has been a lot better so far in this quarter. St Kilda able to find their forward targets.
So Troy Shorts had an opportunity in the first quarter to goal. Missed. This from just inside 50 to extend the St Kilda lead. He's kicked it. The Saints by 22. So things must be some real concerns now for the ball.
Players in the comp has turned it over, and there's another turnover as Aaron Hamill takes the mark on centre wing.
Gee, Scotty West.
It was away. It was a certain goal.
It was.
There are a lot of tired players out there at the minute. The ball at the minute's been going at a hectic pace. A lot of guys with hands on their knees. So
we're only 13 minutes into the second quarter. Shot kick from Hamill finds Revolt. So Scott West making a mistake, an uncharacteristic mistake. So Nick Revolt, who's been very active, the leading possession winner on the ground with his 12th disposal. Gehrig keeps Harris at bay, does it brilliantly from 40. Drop putty, brings it back and nails it. Oh, great stuff from Fraser Gehrig. That's his third. Too much strength there from Gehrig.
Ball, Johnson behind, sets himself. Third man up was Koschitzke. The double fist. Voss, Saints out of trouble. They got all the answers at the moment.
Kick from Baker. Maguire just on the ground. He's able to take it. Handballs off and then kicks long towards half forward. Hamill, one out. Well done by Montgomery. Hamill first to recover though. Handball inside Montagna. Montagna kicks it high. Gehrig in very good position here. Keeps Harris at bay. Well done, Harris. Got a fist in there. And a free kick meantime going St Kilda's way. And it's going to come back to Stephen Milne.
the recovery by Hamill was sensational. It was basically 1 on the 3 there, and he recovered best, and the ball was able to be put in the forward 50 for the Saints, and that was the result.
There's the free kick against Morris to Milne. And Stephen Milne, who started this game on the bench with an opportunity to kick his first goal, kicked a couple last week in the game against Freo from 40 metres off a couple of steps. He makes no mistake. St Kilda further in front. So it's been all St Kilda in this second term out on the full.
So 1-1. One of the Dogs that resulted in a goal and went off there for Harvey as the Saints put it back inside 50. Revolt, and Gehrig's there. Gehrig in front with a big frame, and Big Fraser will line up directly in front. 35 out for goal number 4.
Yeah, it's important for Harris in this situation. We know Fraser Gehrig's particularly strong. He's trying to get in a wrestle with Fraser Gehrig, and that's the way that he likes to play his football. Harris is better to take that little couple of steps back and then come forward to the footy and get the spoil away. It suits him better. He can make up that distance.
7-1 from set shots today, the Saints. Make it 8-1 as Gehrig gets his 4th. And his kick finds Morris on defensive 50.
Sweeps the handball to Eagleton, who has one. He's got a chance to have 3 or 4 bounces here. A third. Oh, great shepherd from Giansiracusa. Put Koschitzke down. They're both down. He kicks towards the goal square. Fist coming there from Schwartz. Now a chance for Brad Johnson. Couldn't find boot to ball. Graham. Good handball under pressure to Murray. Both players still down. Murray tries to get past Grant. Can't. Should be penalised and will be. Advantage paid? No. Free kick coming back to Grant. It was a wonderful shepherd there from Giansiracusa.
He's out cold. Has not moved.
Koschitzke is out. Let's have a look at it. Here it is here. Fair and square by my reckoning. Yes, it was.
Clash of heads.
Was it?
Clash of heads.
Well, Giansiracusa is up, and the umpire just stopping proceedings here because there's Eagleton in the background, Koschitzke chasing, and the hit from Giansiracusa.
The last quarter, can the Saints hang on? Or will the Bulldogs run over the top of them? We'll find out in 30 minutes. It's Street against Blake. Blake got the tap. Ended up in the arms of Thompson, who had the kick smothered. Picked up by Ray. Stripped of the ball by Del Santo. Montagna attacked it. Got it out back to Del Santo. Kept his feet. Well done to Montagna. To Fiora, who missed a crucial goal in that third quarter. To Voss. Now back to Blake. And to Goddard. So they've gone around in a full circle here as Goddard looks to Harvey, who runs hard. Just had the arms taken from him, but the umpire said that was okay. Hamill will attack it against Cross. Hamill won it comfortably. To Hayes. Now Hargrave. And is that a free kick for intentional? No, it's not. It was a close thing.
He did it beautifully, didn't he?
Yep.
Disguised it just enough.
And just looking at the St Kilda forward line, Revolt's gone to full forward. Morris has got the job on him. Garrick taken Harris out of that danger zone.
Blake gets it down, sharked though by Cross. Hurries the kick towards half forward. Well done, Gilby knocks it on. Johnson couldn't control it. Goddard somehow shoveled it out to Del Santo. He concedes ground to Baker. Back to Del Santo.
Just walks through him.
He does. He always seems to have plenty of time. Sweeps the handball to Blake. Ball. Kick around the body, a dangerous one. Chance here for the Bulldogs. Oh, Voss hit by Grant. Well done by Brett Voss. Kept his composure. Got it to Fisher. He's wrapped up by Hahn. Loose ball. Del Santo. He's there again. Over to Graham. So Graham decides to kick long towards Gehrig and Harris. Gehrig takes it on the bounce. Uses Schwartz. Well done by Cooney. But they've got the numbers here, St Kilda. Graham drives it long to the goal square. Revolt's one out. Couldn't take it. Was he held?
Free kick.
Yes. Umpire signalling a push. And this would be a great start in the final term.
Well, this was what St Kilda were hoping with Garrick pushing up the ground. They were hoping to get Morris one-on-one with Revolt out of the square, kick the ball high. Obviously, Revolt got the height advantage.
It's against Street, I think.
It was against Street. And I think Morris did a really good job just doing enough to prevent the mark being taken, but it was Peter Street coming late who was the one that offended. So Revolt from 15 metres should kick it. Well, it's close. I think he squeezed it home. St Kilda lead it by 16. So the final quarter, a couple of minutes old. A wonderful start by the Saints.
It was, and it was set up from Del Santo. His ability to get through the opposition and able to be composed under pressure to make sure he holds on to possession and gets the ball in the right direction for his team enabled St Kilda to get momentum forward. Street on that occasion just too slow to get into the right position, and in the end gave away a silly free kick.
Bit of breathing space for St Kilda, out to 16 points with Nick Revolt's first goal for the afternoon. Street then over the top, got the tap. Del Santo's been outstanding, 27 disposals. Another bounce in the middle. 27 to Del Santo, 20 to Goddard, who's also been very good. 18 disposals and 10 marks to Revolt for the Dogs. 16 to West, 16 to Giansiracusa, 16 to Johnson, and 16 to Cross. So their numbers are a bit down, which is credit to St Kilda.
Well, Thompson had the roll on West. He's done a great job today.
Hargrave did it well in the end. Across, fed it out to Eagleton, to Giansiracusa, over to Ray, but there's a whistle. It's coming back, and it's a free kick going to St Kilda. And it's going to be taken by Lenny Hayes. Good break there for St Kilda as the Dogs are away. Hayes squares it up to Goddard.
Goddard now, plenty of time, directing traffic as he goes. Kicks towards half forward. Gee, it was a good kick. Fiora was able to get in behind the defence. Plays on, kick to the goal square. Gehrig in a great spot here. Couldn't hold on, but he'll snap a goal, Fraser. He does. He kicks his fifth. So 2 goals to start the final term and some breathing space for St Kilda. They lead now by 22 points.
Yeah, an undisciplined bit of play from the Western Bulldogs. They gave away the free kick to Hayes. It was Hargraves, after Hayes tackled him, he brought him down, put him over the shoulder. They were able to use the ball effectively from there, and it was the run of St Kilda that's the important sign for them. We thought they might not have the legs, but Fiora ran 45 metres to get that possession, then a quick kick to Gehrig in perfect position.
What about this for a stat for the start of the last quarter? 27 disposals to 2. That's amazing early in this last quarter, which has been going 5 minutes. And the Saints have steadied the ship. Thompson had a good game, 200. Eagleton. Thompson and West go at it again. Montagna at the bottom of all that. And a bounce. Crucial game for St Kilda. 1-2 and lost 3 this season. It was a must-win today, and they're on the way now. But still a long way to go. Ball wobbles one to the 50. Harvey and McMahon just read a little bit better, and he's been awarded the mark. Now peeling off here is Gilby. What's he going to do with it? He goes for the long option. Johnson! Oh, that is a magnificent mark. Pound for pound, just about the best in the business. Some
concern over Hutchinson. It landed awkwardly on that knee. Let's hope it's nothing seriously, but he's struggling at this stage.
Great mark from Brad Johnson. He's kicked 2.
Needs to kick this.
Directly in front. 50 out. It's going to be touch and go. It's into the goal square. Grant! I think it's a goal to Grant. Yes, it is.
Yeah, good play on that occasion from Johnson coming forward to the footy. We spoke about at half-time the fact that the Western Bulldogs forward line haven't been leading up to the kicker on that occasion. Gilby didn't have many options, but Johnson at least presented, took a fantastic mark. Grant is going to be a pivotal player for the Western Bulldogs deep in their forward line.
Well, a wonderful mark here from Brad Johnson. Great leap, and he was able to turn around, and we'll watch this goal right on the goal line from Chris Grant, off hands, and with not much room to work in, he was able to kick a goal. Now Hutchinson's come from the ground, and Maguire's taken his spot, so let's hope everything is okay with Max Hutchinson. From the bounce, Hayes, loose footy, Giansiracusa in there hard, and another bounce. Margin 16 points, 2 goals to 1 in this final term. Crowd 42,760. Blake, Street did very well, slipped the handball to West. His kick out wide. Hargrave needs to be clean with his hands. He is. Drives it along the boundary line. Murphy in good position and mark 60 from goal at right half forward. Been very quiet, Rob Murphy. Kicks it to a central location. Chris Grant at the back, couldn't hold on. Brad Johnson ferreting away. So is Scott West. Right foot snap. Bouncing, it's home. Oh, the Bulldogs are coming hard. They've kicked 2 in a minute. And St Kilda looked home and hosed, up by 22, but the margin all of a sudden back to 10. They're not giving up, the Western Bulldogs.
Well, they're not, and all of a sudden the stoppages are becoming so very important. There are a lot of tired players out there, but the Bulldogs were able to get this break through Hargrave out wide and also through Murphy, but he put it in the hot spot, and the contest by Grant and then West to Crum and finish it off was superb.
Well, the Bulldogs just keep on coming. Street the tap. Hayes is in there, so is West. Hamill. Goddard eventually got it out. Now Harvey. A wobbling kick. Oh, Gehrig got pushed off the ball about 20 metres out of the contest by Harris. That was allowed to let go. And we'll have a throw in about 70 out as Hutchinson's okay, which is good news. He's coming back on after having his knee checked, and Maguire has a break. So throw in, and St Kilda's attacking half. Spills to Hayes. And that'll be a free kick to the Dogs. Foul on the foot. That'll be taken by McMahon.
Chips across the ground. Harris drives along. Gee, that's a good kick. And Hargrave marks. So the Bulldogs played very well in that third term. Just held up here for the moment. Nothing on Short, so he drives it long. Contest, and Schwartz did well going back.
Oh, off the ball's a bit going on. Montagna and
Gilby, is it?
And Gilby, yeah.
So Schwartz tries to get around Hahn and does just. And he takes a bounce and he gallops away like a gazelle, Troy Schwartz. Breaks another tackle. Handball at close quarters to Hamill. He was hit hard and earns the free kick. So he made something happen there, Schwartz. And Hamill with it now, just forward of the centre line. Got some big guns down in that attacking 50. Gehrig, Revolt, Ball. Harvey's down there as well. He decides to wobble it with a mongrel torpedo. Fist to him, Harris. Gilby needs to be good here with his hands. He is. And he finds Boyd at half back.
Big contest, this one.
Hoisted high. Hahn at the back, or a little push out, was it? No, he's paid the mark. Handball off to Montgomery. He drives it low and hard. Graham getting off to over to get some assistance to Hudson, and between them they work it out. And Graham bounces away from half back, kicks towards the centre. It's okay, and the mark's taken by Schwartz.
Who gives a quick handball off to Harvey. Harvey kicks towards Gehrig with strength. Caught high. Umpires paid the free kick, and fair enough too. So Gehrig will go back and kick for number 6.
Definitely a free kick there, and again Harris looking for body contact against a guy who would outstrength most players. He really should have stood off, go for the spoil, and then try and run the ball from defence. Unfortunately chose to wrestle, gave away the free kick, but pivotal play from St Kilda, getting the numbers back behind again and forcing Murphy to be 2-on-1. Had the numbers, worked it well through the centre of the ground.
So Gehrig for his 6, and to make it 16 points the difference, right through the middle. Well, he's certainly made amends for last week's disappointing performance.
Well, he has. He's been super today, but just the rebound out of the Saints defensive 50, they were able to clear it and run the ball down, and Gehrig was able to get his man one-on-one and was able to get the free kick and kick the goal.
So there's Hudson on Murphy in the defensive half for the Saints, but Gehrig, great performance this afternoon. 6 goals, some breathing space for St Kilda. Del Santo wrestled to the ground by Cross. Another bounce. Margin 16 points. They led by as much as 34 points midway through the second quarter, St Kilda. But a good third quarter comeback by the Bulldogs. Given them a chance here. Straight to Graham. He hurries it forward. Harvey, well sport by McMahon. Hargrave runs into trouble. Was there any prior opportunity? No. So a bounce, 50 from goal. From St Kilda's goal. Street has done very well in the hit-outs out wide to Smith. Wobbles it towards half-forward. Voss this time got Hahn underneath the ball, but Hahn was first to recover.
He's well done.
Voss did brilliantly in the end. Got it to Graham. Over to Schwartz, who kicks it very high, and the mark's taken by Blake for St Kilda.
Blake gets it moving quickly. Hamill against Griffin. And we'll have a throw in. 45 out from the Saints goal. They lead by 16. Not even at the halfway mark of the last quarter, so plenty of time left for the Dogs. Great crowd again. Close to 43,000 have packed into the dome. Back of the pack, getting leg there was Boyd, and the umpire spotted it. So Matthew Boyd in game number 50 today. Short to McMahon. Not a lot on offer. Have to be accurate here. He kicks towards Murphy. No mark. St Kilda had the extra man, and that was Hayes. Short to Harvey. Now bangs it on the right. A long ball deep into a Saints attacking 50. Hamill almost, but not quite. Griffin. Now Ray. Back to Griffin. He's in trouble now. Revolt into the picture. Got the handball to Harvey. He goes short to Hudson, who's 55 from goal.
Hudson. St Kilda putting a clamp on now. They lead by 16 points. Short kick, missed the mark. Blake. Chance for Farron Ray. Shoveled it out to Griffin. His handball missed by Cooney. Oh, gee, collision there between Cross and Smith for the Bulldogs. And we'll get a bounce 48 metres from the St Kilda goal.
Had to rest Big Peter Street, so White, important couple of minutes for Cameron White. It was a late inclusion this afternoon. He's up in the ruck against Blake. Ball spills to McMahon. Kicks in the direction of Hahn against Voss. Voss did well. Hudson looks tired, but paddled it cleverly back to Voss. And we'll have a throw in, smack bang on the wing.
Well, the pressure's been unbelievable. Both teams are hard at it. Not too much space from either side, and the stoppages are as hard as they've been all year.
Blake attached it to himself. Nicely done to half forward. Ball against Boyd. And no one's going to win that contest.
It's going to be interesting now. It's a big time for Cameron White, who's replaced Peter Street. Street's dominated the hit out, so it's just so important that Cameron White give his on ballers every chance.
Over the top he went with the tap, and it was taken by Thompson. Went only as far as Boyd, and up and under. Hudson bravely flew. Giansiracusa slung to the ground, picked up by Montagna. Nice long ball. Murphy's got to be brave, and he is. He's paid it. Ooh. What do you think, boys? Is that a mark?
I think it might have been play on.
Okay. Oh, is that 50? No, that didn't go anywhere near Murphy.
I don't think it did either.
No. Oh, we've had it all today. Murphy. That was good courage by him as he got it to White and to the wing. And to Giansiracusa, who's being booed. He KO'd Koschitzke in the third quarter, but it was a complete accident, a clash of heads. Koschitzke, we hear, is okay, but he won't take any further part in this game. Ray, long ball. Grant, third man up, can't take the mark. No free kick. Gee, he's been unlucky there. Chris Grant was brought down illegally, I thought. Nevertheless, Saints win it back. Del Santo short to Hayes. A couple of loose men in the corridor, they're ignored.
They swap Maguire with Blake in the ruck to try and exploit the fact that White doesn't have the mobility that maybe Maguire has, especially going forward.
The switch is on to Goddard, but he hasn't got anything to kick to, so he's forced to go back from whence it came. Baker to Del Santo, so they're holding things up here. St Kilda. He's got Hudson on short. And Max can mark and go if he so chooses. No, he doesn't. Well, they've got a man up here, the Dogs. There's Del Santo to the wing. Oh, here's the turnover. Poor kick. Giansiracusa to Ray. He's got a few options on. He goes himself. A long left foot kick is offline, and it's through for a point. Perhaps should have done better there.
Yeah, probably had someone inside, but I think he was entitled to have a shot at goal, and really should have done better with the kick.
He's a right footer though, isn't he? Went in his left foot.
Goddard short to Hudson.
Just so important that the Bulldogs keep maintaining the pressure, and this isn't a bad thing by the Saints. If they can wear the Dogs out by chasing, it's obviously going to help them.
They need 3 goals in 8 minutes, the Bulldogs. One here from St Kilda would seal it. And we'll have a throw in. Leading stat getters, Del Santo's up to 32 for St Kilda, Goddard 24 and Hayes 21 for the Dogs, 18 each to West, Giansiracusa and Ray. Maguire. Now, he's been penalised for grabbing it out of the ruck. Didn't see it was a clean tackle,
I don't think he was tackled.
No.
He's calling it that he may have thrown the ball,
okay.
But consider himself fairly stiff, Maguire.
Is that a big day umpire, Stephen McBurney? So, receiving now is McMahon. Oh, it's a kick, but it's gone straight to Revolt, who takes a great mark under a fair bit of pressure. Bad kick.
Well, he had options inboard and down the corridor, but he elected to go wide.
Revolt to Goddard, who's been one of St Kilda's best. A long ball at Fraser Gehrig, who takes the mark. He's got a loose man in the goal scorer in Hamill, and if he can take the mark, which he can, and he might even get a 50, which would be about a metre, this will just about be the sealer, boys.
Yeah, the St Kilda are certainly steady in the last couple of minutes, just getting their hands on the football. The stoppages. Del Santo's been outstanding in this quarter, and it becomes a bit of surprise that really Western Bulldogs haven't tried to man him up. They've allowed him to be the loose man at the stoppages. They've tried to get West on him occasionally to give Thompson a get away from Thompson, but they haven't been able to do it.
So Hamill, this is just about the sealer. And that is 21 points. And you'd reckon now that'd be enough.
Well, you would think so, but great play from St Kilda. There was a poor kick by McMahon. Should have come through the corridor, but it was a great mark by Revolt. The turnover occurs. Beautiful skills by Goddard, and Gehrig and Hamill were involved for an easy goal.
So some real concerns now for Rodney Eade. Nick Del Santo, 20 possessions since half-time. Quite outstanding. So the margin out to 21 points. Maguire now doing some work in the centre. Hayes scrambles it forward. Gehrig wrestling again with Harris. Gilby, an indiscriminate kick off the ground. McMahon. Montgomery shares it with Boyd. Now hasn't got much to go to here, Boyd, so tries to keep it as close to the line as possible, and Big Peter Street comes to meet it and forces it over. So just over 6 minutes of actual game time remaining, and the Bulldogs need a minor miracle here. Street, arm was taken, and he'll get the free kick. In fact, advantage paid. Giansiracusa. St Kilda have got some numbers back, so he needs to handball and does. Farron Ray from just inside 50, loads up but misses to the right. You just think they needed to kick that if there were going to be any chance. So the margin back to 20.
Well, he's had 2 shots in the last couple of minutes on the run, Farron Ray. Both the minor scores.
Voss, that's a beautiful kick. And some hard work from Maguire, who's got away from Street to take the mark. Long ball, Hamill one out with Montgomery.
He's been good on him, Montgomery. Hamill hasn't really had much of the football or much of an influence today.
50 for abusive language against Darren Hamill. What are Hamill's stats? He's had 11 disposals, 5 marks, a clearance, and kicked 1 goal. So Montgomery brought up to the wing. Short to Cooney, who's been quiet. Into the pocket, good kick to Grant. And Grant will have a shot at goal.
Best bit of play they've probably had for some time, the Western Bulldogs. They came back in the centre, Cooney by himself, but it's just been the fact they've had no flow through the centre of the ground. It hasn't allowed them to get the ball into their forward line with any space or any time.
Darren Hamill laying down the law.
If Grant kicks this, there's still plenty of time. I mean, both teams are still very tired. And 5 minutes left to run. 3 goals isn't out of the question.
Grant's got one. He's slotted at home. Dogs still have a sniff.
Yeah, they're still in it with 5 minutes left. We know how quickly teams can score in today's football, but it'll just depend on this stoppage. We've seen tactically St Kilda have been very good today. They've brought Maguire into the ruck on this occasion. He's got some fresh legs, but what he has is mobility. We've seen that Street predominantly has played in the ruck. He's been pretty good at the tap work, but he just doesn't have the movement that Maguire has, and whether or not this will be the pivotal part of the game.
Yes, Aaron Hamill off the ground and on the phone to Grant Thomas. And the margin back to 14 points in favour of the Saints. We get the 5-minute warning in the next couple of seconds. And there it is. 5 minutes of actual game time left. And the ball tied up in the centre. So they need 3 goals, the Bulldogs, in 5 minutes. And St Kilda runner there. Here's Hamill laying down the law to umpire head. So from the bounce, chance for Thompson, off to Harvey. Now Graham draws the play. Well done, Thompson. Got Eagleton out of the way. He drives it long towards Revolt and Morris. Well done, Morris. Got a fist in there. Chris Grant, the last goal kicker, he's away. We've got a loose player on the wing. It's Street. Needs to be strong overhead, and he is. Well done, Peter Street. Now he's got West inside. Oh, the kick was a little wobbly, but it was okay.
Well, they've got to get some movement now, the Bulldogs. They haven't got much run. They've got to get the ball in nice and quickly.
Wobbly old kick from Chris Grant. And Maguire does well just to keep the ball in front of him. And he wobbles another torpedo into space. Gilby got a bad bounce. Montagna needs to be strong with the tackle. Gilby in is. Forced the kick. And the pressure on the kick as Montgomery picks up. Eagleton. Back to Morris. So they're trying to find a way through here, the Bulldogs. Mark taken by Hargrave. Oh, gee, it's a floating type of kick, a poor one. Dropped, though, by Grant. Boyd almost controlled the footy. He's got support. Peter Street, make a hero of yourself, Peter. He wobbles it to the goal square. It's all St Kilda. Del Santo, 3-on-1.
Yeah,
and Del Santo, he is indeed. The kick, though, wasn't great. Maguire's under pressure. Play on's the call. Cooney can kick a goal from 35, and he does. Ho-ho! So they won't lie down, the Bulldogs. They have got 2 in the last couple of minutes. We're inside the last 5 minutes of game time, but the margin is back to 8 points.
Yeah, fantastic bit of play on that occasion from the Western Bulldogs. It's coming from the fact that Street's starting to take some real risks in the ruck. He's pushing as far forward as he can. He realises he doesn't have the mobility of that of Maguire through the St Kilda side, but he's pushing really well forward and getting himself an opportunity.
The Bulldogs led for the first 3 minutes of the match. For the last 111 minutes, St Kilda has been in front. It is an 8-point ball game. Street the tap. Over to Ball. Over to Graham and back to Ball. They just want to hold on to the footy here, the Saints. He goes to half forward, Gilby and Montagna. And we'll have a throw in.
It's quite obvious the couple of sides out, the 2 sides out there are very tired. There's mistakes happening, so you just can't concede that the obvious is going to happen. There are mistakes happening. There's plenty of fumbles. The players need to be aware of that.
We've had 8 goals kicked in the last quarter. And we'll have a throw in 55, 60 metres out from the Saints goal. 43,000 here today at the Dome. And we've had just about everything. Revolt, 3rd man up, knocks it inside 50. Montgomery, head over the ball. Umpire lets it go. West, fed it out unsuccessfully.
Just need to take a risk here, the Western Bulldogs. Concede the fact if they get a goal here, St Kilda, they're out of the game. Take the risk, try and get the win. Otherwise, they'll let it slip.
Still at least a couple of minutes left. Grant doing the ruck work. West, little fumble. Montagna lets him in. Thompson shares it with Robert Harvey from 20 metres. He runs in and kicks the goal for St Kilda. That's his 3rd. And surely now it's St Kilda's ball game. The margin out to 14 points. And you would think only a couple of minutes left. It's been a game, valiant effort by the Bulldogs, but it looks as though they might fall short.
Well, it looks as though St Kilda have obviously been the better team the whole day, but look, they did really well. The Bulldogs had extra numbers around that stoppage, and because St Kilda had a couple of players back, but well done the Saints.
Well, free kick for a centre square infringement against Brad Johnson, so Saints maintain possession. And the mark's taken by Fisher. He goes short to Baker. And now they will be intent on just maintaining possession. And again, Robert Harvey's had his 323rd appearance, which equals the game record. 21 disposals and 3 goals. Montagna wobbles one inside 50. Gehrig like the steam train, the G train. Over to Murray, who couldn't control it. Harris is in there. Murray fed it out to Montagna. Gehrig has another crack at it. And they'll have a bounce. 6 goals to Gehrig.
Well, when you think about it, he's probably been the one forward out of both the teams that stood up today, and he had a poor week last week, but he's come back with a super game.
Blake knocks it forward. Hayes pushed out of the contest, and a free kick to the Bulldogs for a push in the back. And comes to Gilby. Handball quickly onto Johnson. Time running out for the Bulldogs. Kick out wide. Hahn, good diving effort. Marks low down. St Kilda have bottled it up pretty well. Kick is a dangerous one back towards Johnson. Graham affects the spoil, and Voss and Hahn wrestle it to the ground. So a bounce between wing and half forward for St Kilda. Past the 30-minute mark now, and since the Saints lead it by 14 points.
Blake the tap. Hayes, kick smothered. Eagleton over to Johnson. Caught one a little bit high. Umpire said play on. Balls at the bottom of all that. Also in there is Morris and Ray, and we'll have another bounce. So it was a must-win game for St Kilda, and they've managed to get the points. And Robert Harvey has had a terrific afternoon, as has Nick Revolt, the man next to him. Helped set it up in the first half, did Revolt. Graham is growing in stature for the Saints, and Del Santo is now up to 34 disposals. No wonder he's got a bit of cramp. Kicks back to Harvey, who runs hard to create space. Little tap back, just playing out time now. Voss back to Harvey. A tied kick, only as far as West. He keeps it alive to Johnson. Little give and go. Brad Johnson, who has not stopped trying as always. To the 50. Del Santo will be more than happy to see it over the line. As the final turn ticks over the 32-minute mark.
So Nick Del Santo, what a game he's played. Career high 34 disposals. Blake up high, does his own roving. Well played. Revolt high. It'll land just inside the line. Harvey with the fist, and that's it. It's all over. A great win by St Kilda. They've defeated the Bulldogs by 14 points. They were challenged in the second half, but they were able to withstand the pressure and go on to win their 3rd game for season 2006.
The Doggies never gave up. St Kilda got the ascendancy in the second quarter when they kicked 5 goals to 1. And although they had a couple of frights in the last quarter, they managed to withstand what the Dogs threw at them. And the 14-point win now gives them 3 wins and 3 losses in season 2006. The Bulldogs, 4 wins, 2 losses. It was a great game, guys.
It was, and look, I think both sides really fought the game out. There were a lot of fantastic contests, particularly through the midfield. It was hard, it was tough, but St Kilda just had too much, I think, up forward. Gehrig was the man that really stood out. They had someone to kick to, where basically for the majority of the game, the Bulldog forward line, they couldn't find that taller target.
Yeah, they can't, and that's, as I said earlier, it's probably one of their deficiencies, the Western Bulldogs. They don't have the get-out kick to the top of the square when under pressure, and it really did play into St Kilda's hands. They allowed them to have some loose men across half-back line, and when you got the smaller players that need to lead into space, they just didn't have that opportunity, and they're also forever outnumbered at the contest.
Well, the 2 teams are playing today for the Barker-Whitten Challenge Cup in memory of the great E.J. Whitten and also the great Trevor Barker from the Saints, and that cup will be awarded shortly. Next week, the Saints take on Geelong on Friday night, and the Bulldogs travel over to Port Adelaide. And let's go down to Andrew Marr, who's preparing to hand over the cup. There's Jack Barker with the captain of St Kilda, Luke Ball. Take it away, Andy.
Thanks very much, Claude. Well, we've been playing for the Barker-Whitten Memorial Challenge Truck today. Two fantastic sides and a very worthy winner indeed. Jack Barker, the father of Trevor, of course, down here to present the trophy to St Kilda skipper Luke Ball.
Well done, Luke. A great effort. I really appreciate it. And the glad we won. Well effort. Good on you, mate.
Thanks to the Bulldogs. Obviously, they're a quality side and always a very tough game the last couple of years. We've had a real couple of close ones. So it's great. Thanks to all the supporters. We've had a pretty rough week, I reckon. We've been pretty up and down so far. Been a little bit ordinary, but just needed a win today. So it was great to get the points. And thanks for this, Jackie.
And on a day where Robert Harvey equals the game's record, nice to see him ice the game with that goal at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't got enough superiorities for halves. He's a star, and he breaks the record next week, and I think that's fitting. And also Tomo too, 200 games, a sensational effort. So it's great to get over the line for him.
Well done, mate. Good on you. Back to you, boys.
Thanks, Andy, and well done to Andrew Thompson. Played a pivotal role today. Don't worry about that. In his 200th game, he was terrific.